This teddygaming and welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 3 comic book day 2024. And there's a lot which I like about this story, or stories, and there's a lot in here which really makes me just want to scream because there was glaring issues with one story. So yeah, let's just get into this one. Okay, so let's first start off with the Nightwatcher story, and oh god, wow. So yeah, Nightwatcher is returning, and in a few months he'll be having his own ongoing series, which I can't wait for that. And this issue, it wasn't really so much of just, I don't know what to really say, explain it, but I feel like this issue was setting things up and like more or less like setting the tone for the series, which if it is this tone which we're going to be keeping for the series, then I think that this series is going to be really great. Just because throughout the whole issue, or like story I should say, it's really giving me a lot of like dark, mature kind of vibes. A lot of like 2003 Nobody kind of episodes, which just wow, I really did enjoy it. The whole, I don't know, something about it just being like a bit more dark and more mature. I think something about like Nightwatcher just stalking the people and attacking them. And just had like a very dark, mature kind of feel to it, which I'm absolutely loving. And I do hope they do continue this into the ongoing series, because it could potentially be one of the best series we could get for this year or ever. So yeah, but I mean, one thing which I must admit, I do feel like some people were a little bit let down by, just because it was sort of like posing the question on the cover, like, who is the Nightwatcher, and then they don't really give any hints, but I feel like they have already given enough hints to like say who it could potentially be, which a lot of people are saying that it is Raph, and I wouldn't be too surprised if it is. But with the actual main story itself, yeah, there's not really so much to it. We just get to see Nightwatcher is going out and he sees some people, they're robbing the bank and they beats them up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really too much to it. I mean, with the dialogue, which is something which I've always found interesting with Junior Barr's writing, because with his past issues, I've really enjoyed his writing and taken some interesting angles with it. And this one, I mean, I do like it for quite a few reasons. But at the same time, I do see a lot of complaints which people were saying, and some of them I can't really ignore anymore. So I know that like in the past like 50 plus issues with Seth Campbell writing her stuff, I know people said a lot of stuff saying, oh yeah, trying to push an agenda and stuff like that. And for me, like looking at it, I never really thought of those stories as like pushing agendas or anything. But with this one, with some of the like word choices I want to say, and just the way that they, or Junior Ball was writing and talking about some of the stuff, and I know that it makes sense for what they're trying to say in terms of like the whole Mutant Town stuff, but at the same time, some of it which Junior Ball was writing about, it does feel a little bit more of like an agenda kind of way, but I don't think it's as bad as something which like people make it out to be. But I did feel a lot of those kind of like connections I want to say. So there's many like downs, like negative I want to say about it, but I don't know if this be something which you're going to be going through like fully in the actual ongoing series or what. But I think that's me like the only negative, and I wouldn't really say that it was like bad. I just think it's more just the timing of writing that kind of stuff in Toll Comics, because I think had that like sort of writing come out near the beginning of Mutant Town, then I think that it wouldn't be much of a problem, because there would be a little more understanding with like people wanting to like exploit the mutants and stuff like that. But knowing that, like, you know, with Mutant Town being around for quite a few years, I want to say, and people now again like interacting with the mutant population, it does feel a little bit weird in that kind of regard. But it depends on how far Junior Ball wants to go with all this. But either way, it doesn't really bother me too much, but I do see that this is going to be something which could potentially like draw people away from this series. So yeah, and I would also like to mention the artwork, and it was just something which I was just so pleased by, and what I was saying, like also giving it like a lot more of like I want to say like dark, mature kind of feel to it. It really helped with the art style and the colouring. everything about like those two bits of the comic really like elevated everything, and wow. And I really hope that this like team comes on to the to not watch the series. Another Junior Bar and Ferro Pinchy are confirmed to be doing that series, but I wasn't too sure if Luis Antonio Delgado is going to be working on that series. I mean, I really hope he is, because, you know, just looking at his artwork here, and also the stuff he does in Samuel Adventures, Last Ronin, he needs to be on more stuff. So yeah, just wow. So yeah, and then let's talk about the other story, which was a little disappointing. It was Splinter's Day Off. Now, this one was supposed to be a classic IW tale, which, what really counts as a classic IW tale, because the comics are always, like, changing and evolving. But with this one, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad story, because I thought it was, like, a really fun story, and just, like, something which just push you, I don't know, like, just push, like, a big smile on your face, because you get to see Splinter having, like, fun, and also Toad's fighting the foot and stuff like that. I mean, it does somewhat go against timeline stuff, so I think that this story is more or less non-canon to this universe. But at the same time, I just feel like this story would have been better if it was with any other version of Turtles, because that way it would have had, like, it would have fitted it so much more. Because when you look back at the early issues, which I'm guessing was when they were trying to set it, I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't really feel like this version of the Turtles, just because it's like the Turtles were much more different and Splinter was so much more different that it doesn't feel like they'll be doing something like this. And I feel like had this been like 2012, Rise, or any other version, it would have worked so much better. But yeah. But for the actual story itself, we just get to see Master Splinter. He's complaining that everyone's making too much noise, so he sends them out and they fight the foot. Meanwhile, Splinter's playing video games, just doing everything which the Turtles are doing. And they come home and they see Master Splinter's mess, and they're about to play video games, and that's pretty much it for the story. So it was very basic, but, you know, I mean, I don't want to say basic in a bad way, because I did quite enjoy this one. It did put a big smile on my face just reading it, but I just feel like, had it been any other version of the Turtles, it would have worked so much better. So that's my only complaint about this one. And with this one, we do get to see some returning people from the IW universe. We do get to see Paul Eller, who returned to write some of the stories, which is pretty cool. And we also got to see Andy Kuhn come back and draw some tales, which, yeah, I still feel like it would have worked better if it was 2012. Like, some of the belts, I feel like he could definitely make out to be 2012. You know, headcanon, it is 2012. So, yeah, this, it's so annoying, because this one I really want to love, and I do, but it's so annoying, because it's this version of the Turtles, why? But, yeah, I mean, overall, this, Free Comic Day stuff, I feel like this year was a really good one. Compared to, like, the last few years, I do feel like they've been, like, very disappointing. Like, considering that last year was just reprinting a few, like, stories from the past. 2022 was still setting up the Armageddon game, but overall that story was more or less, like, made non-canon, so that's great. And then I think the last one before that was, oh god, I want to say it was 2017. I want to say 2018, like something like that. So like for the Free Comic Day stuff for Turtles, it's been very hit or miss, or just not at all. And I feel like this one was definitely a really good one compared to like all the other ones which come before. This one I feel like was definitely the best, and it's definitely set up a lot of stuff for the future, for the Nightwatcher stuff, and I just can't wait for it. The tone, everything about it, oh god, I'm so excited. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these stories? Do you like them? Do you not? Are you looking forward to the Nightwatcher series? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you doesn't, please share. Let's just grab more stuff. Goodbye, yo, and bye.